असङ्गोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तोऽहम् निराकारोऽहमव्ययः भूमानन्दस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्योऽहम् निरवद्योऽहम् निराकारोऽहमच्युतः परमानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः शुद्धचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रत्यक्षचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहम् प्रकृतेः परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तत्त्वातीतपरात्माहम् मध्यातीतः परशिवः मायातीतपरञ्ज्योतिः अहमेवाहमव्ययः नानारूपव्यतीतोऽहम् चिदाकारोऽहमच्युतः सुखरूपस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः मायातत्कार्यदेहादि मम नास्त्येव सर्वदा स्वप्रकाशैकरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः गुणत्रयव्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः अन्तर्ज्योतिस्वरूपोऽहम् कूटस्थः सर्वभूस्म्यहम् सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहं सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम्.
Hari Om, good evening, a very warm welcome to all of you. Please come, let's invoke the power of praying together, and together we seek the grace and mercy of the Almighty. Oh Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vedveshavahai Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipotent, and the Omnipresent, to such a Divine, Supreme, Almighty, who also has the divine names Simhaha and Bhuta Maheshwaraha, we offer our humble salutations with Shraddha, Bhakti and Prapatti, to seek your grace, your love, your affection, your kindness, your mercy, your blessings, your benevolence, your forgiveness, your strength. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti and Mumukshutvam in much more enhanced quantities. This is only and only to understand thy true self in this very life, right within my heart. We beseech in you again and again to grant us this rarest of the rare privileges and opportunity to know my true self and become one with thee. Our humble most salutations to the Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. With the grace of the Almighty and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, today we are on our Divine Discourse number 447. On the 24th of October 2025, doing our Aparoksha Anubhuti series 35. Swasti Shri Vishwavasu Nama Samvatsara Dakshinayane Sharadrutu Kartika Masa Shukla Paksha Sthiravasare Tritiyatitau Anuradha Nakshatra Ayushman Saubhagya Yoge Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Friday and the auspicious time of the evening, we all together once again reaffirm, reascertain and re-establish in the pledge, in the vow we have already taken. Naham karta, hari karta, hari preranaya, hari prityartam. There is nothing that any living or non-living being is doing everything is happening by the Supreme Reality using its power, Maya Shakti, and through Maya and Prakriti, each and every action in this world, in this universe, is happening. This is not known because we are all enveloped with the ignorance which that Supreme Almighty Himself has bestowed upon us with His Avarana and the Vikshepa Shakti. Now the time has come with the Ishvaranugraha Devapumsan Advaita Vasana. It is here who is giving this Advaita knowledge and removing the veil and projecting the reality. We completely surrender and accept all that comes our way in making this illusion a total reality. Om Tat Sat. Once again, our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara. Good evening, everybody, once again. Hari Om. So, two things happen. I just now mentioned to you about one aspect, which is where Ishvara Anugraha Devapumsan Advaita Vasana. With His Anugraha alone, we get the Advaita Vasana. Otherwise, it's not possible. This is one thing which happens, which has already happened with us, where we are getting to learn this. Although this knowledge is something which was to be learnt at the sitting in front of the Guru or the Acharya. And this is not like I'm talking of centuries ago. In fact, when I learnt, when it is now about 2011 to 13, which means it's about 14 years. During that time also, they said no recordings, no online sessions. Whatever is to be learnt has to be learnt sitting in front of me. There was only one Acharya for the entire 2 years, 730 days non-stop. 2 classes or 3 classes a day. And just about another, say, go back by another 30 years. It was nowhere taught in the plains. It was only taught in the hilly regions, that is the Uttarakashi and beyond that, where you go to Gangotri, Yamunotri, and in these places, in the hills, the Himalayas, only in those places this was taught. Which means you had to give up everything, go there, and completely dedicated study. This was the kind of a calling which this divine texts were asking as a qualification from us. So if we are now getting it at our doorstep, and what do? We don't even have that 10 minutes. Okay, 5:50 you log in, up to 6 o'clock. We all try to ensure that we come in before 6 o'clock. See the leverage and advantage we have. And there you start getting that knowledge. Which means this is a complete Ishvara Anugraha bestowing upon us to the fullest. Now there is one more thing which we need is Yame Vaishya Vrunute Tasya Yesham. This is what is the Vedas is saying is this knowledge or this supreme reality Tasya Yesham Tanum Swam, meaning it shows up to one, it chooses. You getting this? Now the anugrah of getting to listen to this is fine. We have got it. But to have that revelation of that knowledge or that supreme reality within, it says, you keep doing what you need to do, and I will reveal when I want to reveal and to whom I want to reveal. Tasyesham tanum swam. Yame Vaishya Vrunate. Tasyesham tanum swam. It decides when, how, and to whom it has to reveal. So don't make comparison notes. I have also been studying to the same extent that person is doing. I am also chanting the mantras to the same extent the other person is doing. But why is it that I did not get? And how is it that that other person got? So here, as the very statement Shloka says, that decides, that supreme reality decides when and to whom it has to show up. Now I saw one thing, after a lot of deep thought process on this point, what I could see was, the more you are aspiring or yearning, what we call yearning, the more you are yearning, aspiring, I think the faster it will come to you. You have to make this as a priority in your life. These are the simple adjustments which we can show. I will do it when I get time. Or I have something else which is more important than this. So I will do that and then I will do this. So then you can take it as, that it's not going to come if you are on those lines. That mumukshutvam, that aspiring, has to be to the fullest. Why I am telling you all this at this point is because now we are where we have to realize, we have to get this straight. How much more you are going to study? It's not 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. 5.5 years of continuous study we are doing. And what is there so much to study and understand in this? Okay, if you want to be a preacher or a pandit, a scholar to teach, yes, you need to by heart so many things, you need to remember so many things. But here it is simply talking about, in your antakarana, you have mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. All these are devised by the divine in terms of creation by the Prakriti. Now this ahankara is the only thing which is in between us and the divine. What is this ahankara now? In fact, while I was trying to prepare my notes and study for today, I was again trying to... Now the debate is going on. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is talking about Prarabdha karma is told by the Shrutis that that will have an effect on the realized person. Bhagavan Shankaracharya is defying it, he is going against it, he is arguing against it, and is slice by slice is cutting so well that he says there is no Prarabdha karma for a realized soul. Now I said, okay, you're telling me, I take it by faith and the trust I have got. Okay, fine. Why do I need to reason it out? Why do I need to spend my time on this? I don't have time. In our lives now, you see, once you have crossed 50, meaning I would say that you are living in a bonus period. We don't know when what happens, especially after the vaccine we have taken. So in this scenario now, why I need to understand all the arguments between the Shruti and Bhagavan Shankaracharya? No, he says that yes, Prarabdha karma is not there for a realized soul. I take it on face value and chapter closes. So I said, let's now focus on, I want realization and how am I going to get it? Only to those points, straight line approach. No going via now. So then I was trying to figure out, we need to get out of this, the grasp of this I. I need to make it very clear that this I is playing a mischief in my life, and I need to show its place and operate in the right manner. So now let's examine these four aspects in our antakarana. What is the job of a mind? Sankalpa vikalpatmaka manaha. It has its feelings, its emotions, its desires, its thoughts, all that keep coming in the mind. Now, let's go by an example so that we'll understand this carefully. Why I'm trying to give this example and then relate to the I aspect is, we need to understand this I and need to throw it out. Okay, let's say you're sitting at home and you have a coterie. Coterie is a closest circle, which can be closest circle of friends, about 2 or 3 or 4, this kind, closest circle. Now they call you from a mall and they tell you that we have already booked tickets for so and so show, rush from wherever you are. He says, where are you? I'm at home. Okay, it will take you 45 minutes. The show is after 1 hour. Immediately come. So now, very close friends. So it's a common practice. Now that's how they invite, and that's how you have already showed up, and others also have showed up and you have invited. So what happens is, now immediately what you do is, you say, where is that mall? Okay, it's in so and so place. And then you get the options. These are all the thoughts in the mind which are coming now. Manaha. Should I take my car? Should I take a metro? Or should I take a bus? Okay, you have all these options. Then at that point, this chitta, manaha, buddhi, chitta. Buddhi will come later. Chitta. What does chitta say? It tells you, you remember last time you went by a bus, you had a horrible experience. And no, that doesn't work well. And then it showed you about your car. You said, my God, car also was, by the time I went there, I was exhausted. So much of traffic. And I reached late and I was also tired. Then you remember of metro. Oh, metro is the best thing to go. I was on time, I was fresh, I took a nap, I listened to some music or some discourse, whatever it is, that is the best way. Now with this information, on one hand you have manaha, the thoughts, emotions, feelings. Now what is the thought which came? By perception of hearing, that come within 1 hour. The show is about to start, we are waiting for you, we have bought the tickets. Now with the data which is in the chitta, memory, what did you do? The job goes now to the buddhi shakti. Nishchayatmakaha buddhihi. Sankalpa vikalpa. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? Wavering is mind. Nishchayatmaka. With these wavering thoughts and the data you have got already in your memory, now the mind decides. Is it your own vehicle or a bus or the metro? Or you take a rig, whatever it is. And now the mind, the buddhi says, go ahead. Immediately pull up your jeans and rush. Go to the nearest metro. The decision is taken. Then what is this I got to do here? Ahankara. The fourth one. Now just think, all this has happened. Okay. Ahankara says, it calls up and it says, yes, I am coming by metro and I'll reach there by so and so time. I am coming. That's all what Ahankara does. Everywhere it puts its label that I am coming, I am now walking towards the train, I got into the train, I am comfortably seated, or I got down at the metro, now it's just a walking distance to the mall, I am coming there. Everywhere all these three faculties were working, and the Jnanendriya and the Karmendriya are also functioning, but this I puts a label to it saying, Ahankara puts a label, me, I. That's all what it's doing. And now who did this? The Creator himself did this. It's not that this has come from somewhere. No, through the Maya Shakti, as this Jiva was ordained to take life, this I has come in. Okay, because there you can't see duality, it's all one. Advaita Bhavana, there is no two, it's all one. If I have to tell you in simple terms, you go to a temple, everybody keep their footwear outside. If this I was not there, if it is all one, meaning you could have worn any slipper you wanted or any footwear you wanted. Because you have that I, you will go and wear your own footwear. So this I binds you to your actions, your thoughts, your perceptions, and further progress in life. Okay. Now then what is that we are trying to understand over here? Now we'll come to the crux. Shloka 98. I'll give a synopsis of what we have learnt in the past, in the few sessions last, how the build-up of the text is happening, and then we'll, taking this particular Shloka 98, I will try to decode and see if you get it. It is really staggering. In the sense, it hits the bullseye straight. You can, if you get it straight, you have hit the bullseye. How one can get out of bondage. Because this I want to be out of bondage, meaning I don't want to be in kartrutva, bhoktrutva, that I am the doer. No. Transactionally you may say, I'm going, I'm coming, I'm here, I'm there, I'll be there in 10 minutes. All that is transactionally. But you become a pure witness. How do I do that? And how do I understand that all this is happening with Prakriti? Okay, we first read the Shloka 98 and then we move ahead. क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे बहुत्वं तन्निषेधार्थं श्रुत्या गीतं च यत् स्फुटम्. Now let's go into the text. Now if you see from 90, I'll just give you a recap, a brief recap. 90. So now what is happening here? The line Prarabdha, it remains after knowledge is refuted. Okay. 91 it says, with awakening dehadinam asatyatvat, meaning the body and world are like a dream after waking. Now when you wake up from a dream world, you were experiencing a dream, you had your own set of family there, you had your own set of belongings, your place, all that was there. The moment you get up, you know that it was all false, an illusion. Dehadinam asatyatvat, meaning even this body and this world, it becomes asatyatvat, meaning it loses its value. When? After awakening. Yatha swapna prabodhataya, soon after you get up. Yatha swapna prabodhata means waking up from a dream. In the same way, in a waking state also, you will see that everything appears to be like a dream. Then 92, here it starts. Prarabdha, it presupposes that there is another birth. Now if I say this is my Prarabdha karma, we say, no, what to do, yaar, it's my Prarabdha. Which means I earlier had births and I had performed actions, and the result of those actions are now coming to me in this life as Prarabdha. Which means there was a birth before. So now Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, when this wise, there is no janmantara bhavaha, no further birth, then where is Prarabdha? Tell me. This person, according to the Shruti, it says, once you are realized, you got moksha, there is no future birth for you. If there is no future birth for you, then where is Prarabdha? See what a clever point. Then in 94 he again talks about Vedanta declares Ajnana to be the Upadana Karana, material cause. Like for a pot you need mud as the material cause. For a gold ornament you need gold as the material cause. So Vedanta declares Ajnana. This entire prapancha, prakashanena pancha prapancha, that which is subject to change again and again, it's continuous change, that is known as prapancha. And what is the material cause for this prapancha? It is ignorance. So when that ignorance itself is gone, tasmin nashte kwa visvata, where is the world and that worldness, as we say, goodness? Where is that worldness? Because the material cause itself gone. Ignorance is the material cause. If there is no clay, there is no mud, then where is a pot? You cannot make a pot out of thin air. You need a material. So ignorance is the material cause for this world. And when there is no ignorance itself, because with knowledge, now I have understood what is the truth. My ignorance is driven out. So then where is the world? So now shows, how the mistake operates inside us. We have overlooked the substratum and we are catching hold of the appearance. Then he gives the snake and the rope example. It's a rope over there. It's looking to you like a snake. Reason being, the bad light is like ignorance. Because of the bad light and a little bit of wind which is making the rope shake a bit, you're thinking it is a snake. So when light comes in, just like the darkness goes away, ignorance goes away, and with that knowledge you understand that it is a rope. So now, having shown that Prarabdha is only an aspect for the ignorance, to satisfy the ignorance, because who is going to tell them? Why is it that a Mahatma is experiencing pain in his life? Now, do you know to whom the pain is? The pain is to that body, that mind, where the Mahatma is nowhere connected to the body and mind. He is already transcended from the body and mind. That is the prima facie characteristic of a Jivan Muktha, where he has come out of the body and mind. This is the very most important part. As far as you are connected to this body, mind, your close ones, you are engrossed with them, you are not only connected with your body and mind, you are connected with other bodies and mind so closely. And this is that Maya Shakti. I still remember so vividly when my granddaughter was born. She was born in Coimbatore. So I went to see her. It's the first day, 1 day child. So I see her. I don't know, my God. And you know that these children who are 1 or 2 or in their first week, 1 month, they hardly look good. They have a distorted face and all that. But I don't know where that power was there within that child. It was attracting so much. Because I had this knowledge, I could understand this is that Maya Shakti. I don't have any association with that child. I am seeing the child for the first time. There is no conversation between us. There is no emotional interaction between us. But the very sight of that child, it pulls you. So this is what the Maya Shakti does. And what is this event of all this happening? Is ignorance. You don't know how the construct of the entire creation is happening. So that ignorance is the material cause, and there becomes your world. Now this particular new jiva, it becomes a part of your world. So these are all superimpositions which is happening on you. So now Bhagavan Shankaracharya, he brings in this 98th verse. He brings in an Upanishadic statement. That is a pramana. Yes, you have a long discussion. And then finally you say, look, this is what I can do. Beyond this I cannot do. You say, I put my foot down and I quit. Meaning, that is your punch point. You're using your strength over there and you're making a punch. My final statement. So he brings the Upanishadic statement over here, pramana, and he says that all karma ends at the time of realization. One final statement. So that is what we just now heard. Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare bahutvam tannishedartam shrutya means the shruti geetam cha yatsputam. Shrutya, these scriptures, geetam, they are expressing Chayat Sprutam. So clearly they are saying. What are they saying? Kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. This is what we need to understand. Kshiyante cha asya karmani. All karmas of this person are destroyed. See, he uses karmani. He doesn't use karma. He uses karmani, means all karmas, meaning your prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, agami karma. All the 3 varieties of karma, all of them are destroyed. They perish. Kshiyante. When? Tasmin drishte paravare. When you see para avara. Para means when you have realized what is that para. Paramatma, as we say. Atma, Paramatma. That which is transcendent. Para. It's of the highest nature. Which means It is, as we say, Vyakta and Avyakta. In that Avyakta form, transcendental form, you know that. And Avara is, which is immanent. Swami Vivekananda says, in Hinduism you can see both kinds of worship happening, where you worship the transcendent, which has got no form, no name, it's just a power. And also you worship the immanent, which is existing in each and every aspect of living and non-living. That's how all the gods and all that we worship. So in the Avara and in the Para, when you have understood that everything is completely covered up with this strength. So Bahutvam, that plurality, Bahutvam, he says, Tat Nishedartham, for negating, Shrutya Geetam Cha Vaisputam. They are clearly saying that once a person knows the reality, what do we know? We know that I am this person. I know that you are this person, this person, this person, this person. And outside world, I also know that it is world. But what is that the realized person knows? The realized person knows that be it in any form whatsoever, it is none other than Para Avare. Nothing other than that supreme reality. He has now completely bathed himself in the feeling of oneness. He knows that in each and every living and non-living there is an atom, which has the subatomic particles. You go deeper into that subatomic particles, you see that there is a God particle in each and every atom. The atom is the same, but the outside form differs. So that's why they say, we do not know, we are constructed by the stardust. They say, your body, it might have the stardust of planet Neptune or some other galaxy, because in the dissolution, the whole thing mixes up. Like you have, say, wheat flour. And in that wheat flour, you make say rotis. And after the making the rotis, then as the whole thing has now mixed up, let's say you put back everything, you tear them into pieces and then you mix up everything. Now can you differentiate that which piece is from which roti which has come up? Another better example would be a potter has made different pots, pottery, where he has made a glass, he has made a vase, he has made a plate, he has made a serving spoon, and then he has made a lid, a bigger pot. All that he has made, and before he could bake them, what he did was, he says, no, somehow he gets an order for some better price for some other product. He mixes all those which he had made and nicely mixes them once again, and then he makes something else. Now from which particular tumbler or a lid or a plate what has come, you do not know. It is the same material which now becomes something else. So that's how they say that we do not know from which stardust atoms we are having. Now this is science is saying this, not Vedanta. So this way he has understood that all these external appearances are mere appearances and illusion, and the truth is Paravare. The clay is the truth. The flower is the truth. He is established in that. He may be seeing a form outside for the sake of transaction, but within and within, Paravare, the transcendental and the immanent, he is staying in that truth. And to such a person, what is happening? Kshiyante chasya karmani. Because tasmin drashte paravare, he has drashta paravare, he has seen this. How? not by his eyes, by knowledge. He has understood it. He has gone to the core of the teaching. How did this world come into being? And being established in that truth. Kshiyante, the moment he is established in that truth, he is awakened. The moment he is awakened, meaning he has gotten up from the dream which he was dreaming, from dream state to a waking state, and now from a waking state to an awakening state, which means even the waking state also becomes a dream. As it was in our mind, now this waking state is happening in the mind of superconsciousness. That's all. He has understood this. So, here, since there is no doer, no enjoyer, no prarabdha, just like for a dream, whatever you have done in your dream, does it come under the binding of karma? Your prarabdha karma, does it come? No. Because you are not the doer. The ahankara is not there over there. So in this way, as we have seen in Mandukya Upanishad, vidyate hridaya granti chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. We discussed this about this shloka in length. So, vidyate hridaya granti, whatever knots of the heart. Knots of the heart means not literal knots of the heart where you have to do some bypass and stent and all that. No, it is that ignorance which has created knots in your heart. And how did that ignorance go? Chidyante sarva samshayaha. Chidyante, I was able to cut off the knots by clearing off all my doubts. Sarva samshayaha. With this, kshiyante chasya karmani, the second and the third line, third and the fourth line of this particular Mandukya Upanishad shloka is now taken here as the first line. Kshiyante chasya karmani. The moment you understand that reality, the moment you are awakened from the waking state, just like from a dream you get up and the dream becomes an illusion, now you are no more there as a person. So all your kshiyante, they are destroyed. Chasya karmani, all your karmas, meaning your prarabdha karma, your sanchita karma, agami karma. Because you have now seen the divine. Now what happens to such a person? Like as they say, the Janaka Maharaja, he was also known as Videha. Videha means nobody. He was called as a Videha. In the Brihadaranyaka, after Yajnavalkya's teaching, once in his court, the King Janaka is praised as Videha, as if without a body. It is given by his Guru. Once tasmin drishte paravare. The moment Janaka Maharaj was able to understand and live this truth, he was called Videha. And although Janaka was doing his royal duties continuously for his people, for his country, but for him the inner knot, Hridaya Granthi, was cut. Vidyate Hridaya Granthi. His actions, they just flowed like a leela. They used to go in a wave form, not as like a karma which was binding him. Now we are going to discuss about this. How do I get to that state? So even the courtiers, the people, they saw this king doing karma, but what they understood was the Jnani, he is a Jnani, Videha Jnani. He has no body. No body means no mind. Not our way of saying he has no mind, not that way. He has crossed his state of mind and body. And he is in that state of a pure witness. I'll take you through a simple exercise today, and I'm sure it will hit you hard in terms of being able to switch over to that state. So this is what is told in this Kshiyante Chasya Karmani. And in another very powerful story in the Bhagavat. Once it happened that Sukha Brahma, he was walking ahead and his father, Sukha Brahma was behind and his father was ahead of him, Vedavyasji. As Vedavyasji was walking ahead, they crossed a river, and in that river there were women who were bathing in that river. Now the moment they saw Vedavyasji, they immediately took their clothes and they tried to cover themselves. And Vedavyasji passed by, and they saw that okay, now we can continue with our bathing. They removed their clothes and they kept it on the bank. And then they saw Sukha Brahma coming over there. And as they saw Sukha Brahma, they did not do any sort of a act which they did when they saw Vedavyasji. Meaning, he is a person who is walking without a body and a mind. And he also, Sukha Brahma, was walking naked, who had no sort of understanding of the body and mind, which the world knew. So all his samskaras were burnt. So this way, these are the people who have transcended the body and mind. So what we need to do is simple exercises, I'll tell you. Please make a note and try to practice and gain mastery. You get a thought to your mind. Now, is this thought coming to me in the aham bhava, or is it coming to me? Am I seeing this thought as awareness? Start getting this exercise done. And you're constantly breathing tasmin drishte. When you breathe in tasmin drishte, I'm able to see this. What? Paravare. I'm able to, as you breathe in, simple techniques of meditation. Tasmin drishte paravare. I'm able to see that divine. Look at the substance, not the outer aspect. And as you exhale, say kshiyante karmani. Let all my prarabdha, my sanchita and agami, let everything get burnt, because I'm seeing it. Every breath you take in, you say to yourself, I am seeing paravare. I am seeing that immanent and the transcendental Paramatma. And thereby, kshiyante chasya karmani, all my karma, prarabdha, agami, sanchita is getting burnt. So do that deep breathing. So anything we do has to be knowledge based. Then that will take us to the next level. Okay. Now, what do we do as an exercise which I was telling you? Okay. Let's close our eyes. Sit comfortably. Observe your breath. Now you are able to see your breath going in and going out. Now, I would tell you, stop the production of your thoughts. Thoughts are coming. Stop the production of your thoughts. For the next 2 minutes, don't have any thoughts. Do this. Now, open your eyes. Why wait for 2 minutes? Even half a minute. Despite we practiced this meditation, still we got thoughts. What did we try to do? We said, I'm not going to get any thoughts. I'm going to stop the production of the thoughts. Now I ask a question. If you can't control the production of the thoughts, are they your thoughts? Ask a question to yourself. Can you really claim to be the one who is creating your thoughts if you can't stop them? Simple question. If something is yours, then what should happen? You should be able to control that thing. Like say if a person is working for you, that means he is under your control. If you own a house, that means it is your control. You can open the house, you can close the house, you can whitewash the house. In the same way now, if we don't want the thoughts, then who is the one who is creating these thoughts? Ask yourself. You say, no, this is my mind. If it is your mind, stop the thoughts. Or create your own thoughts. Both of it you don't have control. Evam vritti samskara chakram aharnisham avartamanam. Veda Vyasji says this. Evam vritti, with whatever this jiva has gained in the past, samskara chakram, in that cycle, aharnisham avartamanam, day and night, avartamanam meaning continuously those thoughts keep revolving in your mind. How? Out of your past samskaras. Which means, now this is a perfect example of directly experiencing I am not the mind. Think about it. If it was your mind, then it should listen to you. I don't want thoughts for the next 2 minutes. It should listen to you. If it is not listening, meaning it is coming on its own. If it is coming on its own, means somebody else is directing the mind. In the same way, now look at your prana, your breathing. I tell you now, stop breathing for the next 5 minutes or 2 minutes only. Can you do that? No. I say, okay, now don't be hungry for the next 7 days. Can you do that? No hunger, no thirst. Prana. You cannot. If I say, don't digest my food, will the digestive system stop? If I say, I've eaten food, now I have to eat in another 1 hour, digest all the food which is there, will it listen to you? No. There is pain in the body. You say, I don't want the pain. Will it listen to you? No. If you simply say, I want pain in the body, will it give you pain? No. See, everything which you see at the Panchakosha level, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, all the levels you see that you have got no control. Now remember that Antakarana principle, what I told you, Manaha, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. Ahankara is only putting a label on whatever is coming in and going out. But it has got nothing to do. So now knowing this very well, you just be in that thought, yes, I don't have control, but I'm with that experience which I have in the past, I think I'm the doer. In the place of that I, put in this mind of yours. What kind of a mindset? That I am a witness. Just like I'm seeing others who are doing on their own, you have no control over them. In the same way, your body is no different. It does what it wants to do. Thoughts come to you the way they have to come, based on your past vrittis, samskara vritti, vasanas. They keep coming, they prompt you to say something, They prompt you to do something. So these sanskaras are driving you, just like somebody else is doing something, saying something next to you. Even your own so-called body and mind is also doing the same thing. So as you are seeing others, start seeing yourself as a witness. This is how you will see that the moment you, with this knowledge, oh, Prakriti has created this body, this mind, and now this whole body, mind, this entire world is functioning with the help of that Prakriti. Be in that awareness as a witness. So the moment you do this, what will happen? You are constantly saying, how is this me as a witness and the Prakriti which is performing all this? You know that you are in the state of witness, being a reflected consciousness, which is the Chetana Shakti. This is the first step which you have come out. And I'm telling you, this is a major step. Able to come out from the Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, that is this body mindset, and being established as a witness is a big leap one can take in the path of spirituality. Now, there you know that this is a reflected consciousness. And what is it reflecting? It is reflecting the Chaitanya Shakti, the all-pervasive consciousness. And knowing that, you become that. Knowing that, you become that. Otherwise you cannot. Now you have to just keep knowing, keep knowing, keep knowing. And it is that which will, Yame Vaishya Vrinate Tanum Swam, it will one day say, yes, I accept you. That complete driving away of that ignorance. Now this is what. Now okay, now how do you say that this can happen? You take all these shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, several places, third chapter 27, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaramiti manyate. All actions are performed by the qualities, gunas of nature. Ahankara vimudatma, with that mind deluded by a sense of I, one thinks that I am the doer. Then you can see in the 13th chapter again, in verse 29 in 30 you can see Prakritaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yah pashyati tatatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Meaning, one who sees that Prakriti alone, who is performing all actions, while the self, that is the Atma, Paramatma, remains a complete non-doer. Such a person truly sees. Now, there are so many gadgets in your house which are functioning. Yes, to you, when you see the gadget is functioning, the AC is functioning, the refrigerator is functioning, the electrical stove is functioning, the fan, the mixie, washing machine, all are functioning. But the one who knows the reason behind this functioning of all these equipment is the electricity. And also he knows that electricity is just a non-doer. It is doing nothing. It is enlightening, giving power to all this. So in this way, he is the one who is truly seeing. This is what. And look at the other shlokas in chapter 5, verse 8 and 9. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavita pashyan shranvan sprishan jigran ashnan gachan swapan Pralapan, Visarjan, Grinnan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Api Indriyarti Indriyarteshu Vartanta iti Dharayan. Meaning what? The one who is united in this knowledge, who knows this truth, I do nothing at all. When? While seeing, I do nothing. I am seeing, but I am doing nothing. I am hearing, no, I am doing nothing. I am touching, I am doing nothing. I am smelling, I am doing nothing. I am eating, I am doing nothing. I am going, I am doing nothing. I am sleeping, breathing, speaking, releasing, grasping, opening and closing of eyelids, holding that all the senses are moving above the sense objects. All that is happening, but I am doing nothing. This is what is the true understanding of your deluded self. In 13th chapter again 21, Karya Karana Kartrutve Hetu Prakriti Ruchyate. In the production of action, instruments, and the sense of doership, Prakriti is said to be the cause. O deluded one, understand this. You are not the cause. You can't stop anything, and you cannot restart anything. There is that supreme power which is the one which is doing everything. And as you do this, see, the most important aspect which happens is you become a witness. You see your own body just like you see other bodies functioning. You have transcended already. You are free from bondage at that very point of time. And all important aspects which are told in the 4th chapter, karmani akarmaya pashet. Karmani akarmaya pashet. Now what is that? One who sees inaction in action. Although I am doing, but I see inaction in that. Inaction means not doing. I am seeing, I am talking now. But who is the talker over here? It is that Prakriti which is talking. Kama sankalpa varjita. This is 4th chapter 18th verse. Karmani akarmaya pashet. Then kama sankalpa varjitaha. Now the one in his thoughts is devoid of all desires, because he's saying, what have I got to desire? I am just an observer. Now if somebody else is performing an action, can I desire for that person? No. I have to only observe that person. In the same way, you have become a witness. And what do you know? That this witness and the one who is doing are both in consciousness. Just to know. Brahmavit. Vit means knowing. What? Brahman. Brahmaiva bhavati. You become Brahman. To become Brahman, you don't have to do anything else. Know Brahman. How do I do it? 2 methods. One is I snap the bondage of karma. Kama sankalpa varjita. Whatever thoughts are coming, they are coming out of Prakriti. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. This is the 4th chapter, 20th verse. He says, having given up the idea of agencyship and attachment to the results of action. What a beautiful state of mind. I am an observer. Tyaktva karma phala sangam. Then next verse, 21. Nirashihi. There is no solicitation. One who does not crave for the results. No solicitation at all. Next verse, 22. Yadrucha lavasantushtaha. He is completely satisfied by anything that comes his way or does not come his way. He does not have a desire basically. Whatever is coming he accepts. Whatever doesn't come he accepts. Samasiddhau asiddhau. This again in the same 22nd verse. Meaning who has transcended from dualities of success, failure, pain, pleasure, joy, sorrow. He has transcended because he is a witness. Gata sangasya muktasya, 23rd verse now. Who has got rid of attachment from everything. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavita. Just now what we read. He says, his steadfastness in this karma yoga, that I am not the doer, even while engaged in doing all kinds of activities, seeing, hearing, going, eating, sleeping, in all activities, he is saying, I am not the doer. What a beautiful state of mind. Now, this is when you are established in this, you are knowing the truth. By knowing the truth, as the Vedas say, you become the truth. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Shall we take one more verse? We'll take, let's see, 99. We'll take 99. उच्यते अग्नै बलात् च एतत् तदानर्थद्वयागमः वेदान्त मतहानं च यथ ज्ञानम् इति श्रुतिः. No, again, as I told, we don't want to get into all these technical aspects. I would only want to stress on those ones which make sense to us for realization. Straight again. So, what it says here is Uchyate Balat. Uchyate Balat means someone stubbornly holds that a Jnani still carries Prarabdha. How? Because the Shrutis are saying that it carries. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Tadanartha Dvayagamaha. Hare, anartha it is. Dvayagamaha. Twofold. Shruti Virodha. He says there is with a conflict with what has been revealed earlier. And Kshiyante Chasya Karmani, what you heard earlier. Vidyate Hrudaya Granthi Kshiyante Chasya Karmani. And then he says Jnana Ninda. Vedanta Hani, he says, if bondage is because of ignorance, and if knowledge drives away ignorance, then when there is no bondage, then how come there is no liberation? So then it means that moksha is something which is abstract. So that destroys the Vedic foundation. Yato jnanam iti shrutihi. Liberation is from knowledge alone. And then you also have jnanameva moksham karanam. Hence Vedanta matahanancha. You get moksha because of jnana. So in this way, this is again where they are talking about these kind of twofold issues can arise. But what I want to tell over here is, we'll get to some two good stories. One is about Virochana and Indra. Now Virochana is the leader of the demons. Just like Indra is the leader of the gods. Now once they go to Prajapati, who is the teacher, who is giving this Atma Jnana. Both of them go there. And what is their purpose? To know what is Atman, meaning to know what is your true self. And now Virochana, now he is in a very precarious condition. He is supposed to behave unbiased. He cannot favor the devas, and he cannot at the same time disfavor the demons, the rakshasas. So he gives the same amount of treatment to both. Now what he says, first lesson he says, he tells both of them, take a bowl of water, look at yourself in the water and tell me what you see. So both of them take a bowl of water and they look at it. And this he doesn't start immediately. He says, first you do seva over here in this ashram. He tells them to go and collect firewood for cooking and some wood for Yajna Shala, where they have to do home, havan, And he says you have to keep the entire place neat and clean, and then wash the clothes of the acharya. So many household activities, all that. So they did all that service, and after he was pleased with their service, then he says, come, I'll give you now Atma Jnana. And he says, take this ball and look into it. Now Virochana, no moment, no more, the moment he saw his face, he says, yeah, I can see. Now what you're trying to say is also I understand. He's trying to show he's smart. We have come to ask you to teach us what is self. Okay, now you are telling, take a bowl of water and look into the water, and as I see myself, this body, which means you are saying this is the Atman. So body is the self. He said, I got it. These Buddhas, these Devatas, they don't have that much brain. I already got it. Just like this, I got it. And he goes away. Understanding what? Body is the Atma, and one needs to take care of the body. Body in terms of all the pleasures of the body. Feed the body. Give it all the pleasure it wants, because that itself is your true self, the Atma. But now Indra, he said, okay, let Virochana do whatever he wants. He has made me a dud and he has gone. It's fine. He says, if the body is the self, what happens when the body gets sick? Or when it is old? Or when it dies? What happens then? Atma does not die. He knows that much. What happens to me? He goes back to Prajapati. He says, this is my doubt. Virochana is gone. Now Indra is there. Now the second lesson. Indra alone is there now. Prajapati tells him, the dreamer. He just tells him the dreamer. First he showed him, look at yourself in the bowl. Now he tells him the dreamer. Now the dreaming person is the Atman. Indra goes, contemplates, and then he comes back and says, what is this, Acharya ji, you are saying? Dream is the Atman. In the dream I see so many things. Sometimes I'm chased by a tiger, I'm chased by a snake, I'm going up the mountain, running, I'm falling from somewhere, I'm hurt, I'm sick. All these things are happening. I don't think the self can be so much unsafe. This cannot be the final truth. He comes back and tells him to Prajapati. Now Prajapati again tells, okay, the deep sleep is the self, the Atman. He again says, okay, now I need to contemplate what you said. He goes, he again thinks about it. He says, in deep sleep, I know nothing. How can this self be in that state of unconsciousness? So it must be present even when nothing is known. So he returns back. No, I can't take this. In deep sleep, we are totally unaware of everything. How can the Atman be that way? And then Prajapati gives him the final lesson. He says, the real self, he says, is free from all evil, sorrow. It's neither it doesn't have age, it is deathless, it does not have hunger, it does not have thirst, it is not the body, it is not the dream or the deep sleep state. But it is the awareness in which the waking, dream and deep sleep happens. So, knowing this, which is aware of all these three states, which is aware of the Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira, which is aware of the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, that is your true self. Now see, Virochana, he stopped at the immediate first answer, and like a smart guy, he said, I got it. And he gave a embarrassing look at Indra and went away. What did he do? He told everybody, I have got this Atma Jnana. Your body is the Atma. Cherish your body. Do all what you want to do with your body. That means you are associated with Atma. And that led to materialism and bondage. But now, what should we do as a seeker now? So we should not stop at the first stage looking at the ball of water. As Indra, he checked, he contemplated, he returned, he refined his inquiry. Now we also have to keep doing the same thing. Look at every aspect. What is happening in my mind? Am I aware of the thoughts? Am I aware of the mind in which all these thoughts are there? Am I aware of the waking state? Am I aware of the dream state? In this way, one needs to contemplate. And remember, the self is not an object. It is not like the body you can see, or it's not like the person in a dream you can see, or in that blank state, deep sleep state where you said that, yes, I had a good sleep. So, it has to go step by step. This is what we need to learn over here. You are aware of everything that is happening, but you are not the thing which is happening. We'll try to get on to another story, which is between Maitreyi and Yajnavalkya. Maitreyi is the second wife of Yajnavalkya Rishi. So Katyayani is the first wife. So both of them, how they react to Yajnavalkya's statement that he wants to give up everything and go for achieving self-realization deep in the forest. So that time, what did these two do? He says, I'll divide the entire property I have amongst you two. Then Maitreyi comes with a very profound question. He says, Maharaj, you are going for self-realization and you are telling us to take this wealth. She asked, does this wealth give me self-realization? Yajnavalkya says, not a bit. Then she says, what do I do with this wealth then? She's one of the clever out of these two. So now how this progresses and how we can apply in our lives, we will see to this in the next class. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Idam Namama Om Tat Sat. Our next class will be coming Tuesday as usual. We catch up. We have the Vishnu Sahasranama 52nd Shloka and 488 and 489th Namavali. Gabastinema Sattvastaha Simho Bhuta Maheshwaraha Adidevo Mahadevo Devesho Deva Vrudguruhu. Simha, the lion. Due to his great exploits in fighting the negative forces during his various incarnations, he is indicated as the lion among beings in the universe. Narayana has taken the form of a man-lion in order to end the tyranny of Hiranyakashipu and bless his God-devoted son Prahlada. 489 Bhuta Maheshwaraha, the great Lord of beings, one who is the Lord who orders, commands, regulates and presides over all activities of all living creatures, and hence is ever the ruler of all creatures. To such a divine Almighty, we offer our humble salutations and seek His grace, mercy and blessings. Health is predominantly vital and pivotal. We pray to Lord Dhanvantari. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Our humble salutations to Lord Dhanvantari. Come, let's do the meditation of moving in two stages. First stage, from the Aham Bhava, we go into the Sakshi Bhava, and from Sakshi Bhava, we get established in the Shuddha Chaitanya. All of you, be completely relaxed. Take a few deep breaths. I may exceed by a few minutes to make justice to what we are doing. Now stage 1, from Aham Bhava to Sakshi Bhava. The question by the student is, what is the witness? The witness is that which sees all things come and go. It itself does not come and go, but it is the changeless background in which all experiences arise and eventually set. The witness is not a person. It is the light in which everything is seen. It is the Chetana Shakti, the reflected consciousness in which everything is experienced as a Jiva. Another question, is the witness the same as the Atman or the Chaitanya Shakti? No. The witness is a reflection of the Atman in the mind. No doubt it is a step towards the Atman and Chaitanya Shakti, but not the ultimate step. The self is beyond the witness. The self is pure awareness, beyond subject and object and the experience, which we call as Triputi. Can the witness observe itself? The witness can only observe what is other than itself, just like your eyes. Your eyes can see everything else other than itself. So to know the witness as yourself is the end of the illusion. Then how do I become the witness? You don't have to become the witness. You are the witness already. Just that you've forgotten, that's all. Wherever you're using the understanding that I, Aham, you replace it with this witness. Keep observing your thoughts, your emotions, your body movements, your feelings, your perceptions. Watch all this as if they were happening to someone else. Slowly, by doing this, the false self-identification or that aham bhava, ahankara, that I am the doer, I am the experiencer, will drop naturally. Oh, really? Then tell me, what is the benefit of witnessing? The moment you become the witness, you break the spell of identification. You see things as they are, transient and superficial. It brings a sense of detachment, clarity, and peace in your life. At that very moment, you realize that you are a mere witness. Wherever you are using I, you start using witness. You are no longer drowned in any experience. Kartrutva, bhoktrutva, and the karmic bondage, you are completely free of it. Okay? Is this awareness, consciousness beyond the witness? Yes. The witness is still a form of consciousness which is dualistic in nature, dependent on the mind. Now in the stage 2, we go from the transition, understanding and preparing from Sakshi Bhava to the Shuddha Chaitanya. But awareness is beyond both the witness and the witnessed. Awareness is pure, timeless and spaceless. And this is what you are in the true sense. What is the difference between consciousness and awareness? Consciousness is always conscious of something. It is partial and subject to change. But awareness is total, changeless, silent, and still. Awareness is not an experience. It is the background on which all experiences appear and disappear, just like the movie screen. Now we go to the third stage. What happens when the witness disappears? This is a major breakthrough. Before reaching awareness, you have consciousness. Then there is only awareness, pure and silent. If you try to point out and say, oh, this is consciousness, this is awareness, you are objectifying the awareness, the Chaitanya Shakti. The sense of separation ends. No one remains to say, I am aware. The Triputi is completely dissolved. There is just awareness. And this is the Atma, consciousness. This is that ultimate reality. Can this awareness be described? No. It can be known only by becoming it, because it has got no attributes. You cannot see it, but without it, nothing can be seen or experienced. It is closer than the mind, closer than the I am. This is your true nature. मुच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। Together we offer today's Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Nam Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. Once again, good evening to all of you. So we'll have our session, next session on coming Tuesday. Till then, try to practice whatever has been discussed today. And I pray that we all realize the truth as quickly as we can. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat.
सर्वसाक्षि स्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिषि